Well, we're down at the NSC and the Bowl area today for this big announcement that Malcolm Blackburn's made overnight. ConIFA and MIFA, of course, this is your part of it. You're going to have an event here on the Isle of Man, which you must be so pleased about.
Yeah, it's amazing, Paul, when you think that this all was set up in sort of October last year. What are we down the line now? About 10, 11 months, and we're now talking about being able to host a major international football tournament on the Isle of Man. I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing how far we've come in such a short period of time.
How many nations are taking part and how many people do you expect to turn up?
Well, basically, it's going to be the same format as the World Football Cup in Sweden. So there'll be 12 participating teams, of which Ellen Vannon will be one. Number of visitors, we haven't a clue. In some ways, I could be getting a little bit panicky when you hear about County Nice and their 7,000 followers. You know, they suddenly descend over here. You've only got a 3,000-seater stadium. So that'll all sort of appear over the next 6 to 7 months. We'll start to know exactly what's going to happen. We obviously know, and as you saw in Sweden, we're going to have a lot of international media here. Yeah. It tends to be an event that is streamed, it's watched over the internet, it's watched on TVs, and the media, it's a media event, as you saw, very much.
Indeed. Because, I mean, that was the one thing in Sweden, people didn't show up, did they, to watch the games. Everyone was anticipating crowds. They just didn't materialise.
No, I think in Östersund what had happened is that the week that they picked was one of the major Swedish holidays, and there was, I gather, a horse event on, I think, where they all went to, and we sort of didn't see the people. I mean, the only people we saw was a pile of spectators that had come from Nagorno-Karabakh on a coach and were very vocal in the match that we played in, and that was about it.
But it worked on TV, didn't it? I mean, the scenes of Jacks and that would be played out in other countries, wasn't it? People were actually watching it as an event on television.
It was amazing. I mean, you saw obviously the Jacks ones, but I was looking at the videos of the County Nice, you know, with 8,000 people in a square.
They had fan zones, didn't they?
Yeah, and it was going crazy. And I mean, in the airport, they were setting off flares when they arrived home. It was amazing.
Well, let's talk about this. That's why we're doing it sort of in between these two areas, because the Bowl is where the games will be, but you're actually going to make use of the NSC as well.
Yeah, well, what we've got to try and do is the other aspect of this is the culture and heritage. You know, it was addressed quite well in Sweden at the beginning of the event, but it sort of died during the event. What we intend doing is sort of hosting a cultural heritage village using the other side of the NSC. Obviously, we get the sort of numbers that County Nice is saying may be coming. We need somewhere for fans to watch the games as well on a big screen. So that's the idea behind that. And at the same time as well, we've got a youth exchange programme going on where there will be around 70 children from all around Europe coming over here for different activities to be part of the ConIFA experience and to learn about our Manx heritage and culture.
I hope one thing that came through the videos that I did, because I mean, we didn't actually cover the football, did we? We just covered everything around it, and yet 7 out of the 10 most viewed of that month were to do with the event. But it was a passion about being from the Isle of Man, the Manx team, and there was that, it was just like bouncing out of everyone's chests, weren't they? And that's what you're going to portray here at this event.
That's exactly what we want. I mean, yes, our players showed it over in Sweden, and what we want to show is that the Manx public are exactly the same. We want them to be passionate at the games. Yes, we want to do it in a controlled way. We certainly want to be friendly towards the other teams, and we want to exchange cultures with them. But, you know, if we get the same passion that was with the players in Sweden, imagine the Bowl with 3,000 people in it with the same passion as the 11 that were on the pitch in Sweden.
Well, it's only just been announced, so obviously there's a lot now to be done. When will it start taking shape?
I think from this weekend. I mean, basically, we've done the easy bit. We've done, as I say, a glossy brochure to win a tournament. Now that, you know, all them ideas have all got to be sort of put down on spreadsheets and programmes and designated people taking certain positions and roles and volunteers and booking of hotels, booking of the Villa Marina, for example, for the closing ceremony. The Bowl is booked. You know, that's all that side was sorted.
Is the infrastructure there, do you think, for this? I mean, the Isle of Man hasn't got that many hotels, for instance, these days.
Basically, it couldn't work out a better time of the year. I've been talking to the Palace Hotel, and the week after TT week, which is when this is one of their quietest periods. So they basically stated that we can have all the teams housed within one hotel, which will be fantastic, and then the dignitaries, the media like you, Paul, you know, that want your luxuries in the Sefton.